Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Cousins here from Urban X in Paddington, and I'm just here with Dimitri Stephanos from PMC Property Buyers in Brisbane, and just wanted to get a bit of a take of what Dimitri's up to at the moment. So, buyers agents are a little bit of maybe a new thing for Brisbane. It's very common everywhere else in Australia, in fact everywhere else in the world, I believe, but it's kind of a new concept for Brisbane. And Dimitri, what's the advantage for somebody at the moment out there in the market to use a buyer's agency to find a property?
Yeah, thanks, Tom. I guess in the market that we're operating at the moment, compared to 12 months ago, pre-election is completely different. We're going to open homes on Saturdays where we're seeing anywhere from 40, 50, 60 people at an open home, like literally queues of people trying to get in. What that then leads to is a multiple offer scenario where, it could be anywhere from 5 to 10 contracts down on any one property. So I guess understanding the intricacies of that type of scenario and knowing how to play that scenario is something that, takes a bit of skill and also experience. I guess on the other side of the equation, Tom and I have just come from a property in Paddington, which is currently an off-market opportunity. I would speak to Tom every week without fail. There's not one week that goes by that I haven't spoken to Tom, and we're not chatting about different opportunities and different things out there. So thanks for taking my calls, mate.
Always.
But on top of that, I'm calling every other single agent that operates in this area, in and around Paddington. So, Tom might have one or two off-market properties for me this week. And once I've done my ring around and spoken to all the contacts that I've previously done business with, that could equate to anywhere from 10 to 15 off-market opportunities in a week. And what I'd say from that is, we'll just take Paddington for instance. There might be 80 house sales in all of Paddington for 2020. There's a high likelihood that 25 to 30% of that 80 will sell off market and not even go to realestate.com. So it's a large proportion of properties that do sell that way. And I guess having a buyer's agent that's doing this day in, day out is going to save you a lot of time. It will save you a lot of stress as well. We're all very busy these days with our own jobs and family life. So I guess having a sounding board that's there 24/7, that's looking after your best interests, I think to me makes a lot of sense. We provide a high level of due diligence for our clients as well. So I'm also a registered valuer. So that means that I can run the numbers on a particular property quite quickly. We do things like flood checks and zoning checks and that type of thing as well. So it's a fully tailored service as well to each individual person's needs. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of benefits, especially in the world that we live in at the moment, which is very rush, go. It's good to have someone on your side, I think. So that's a couple of the benefits that I think.
Look, I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, because as a real estate sales agent, which is what I am, my entire job is revolving around achieving the best possible result that I can for my client. My client in the scenario is the seller. The seller pays my salary via commissions, right? So it would make sense that I've got the sellers. Obviously, I've got to do the right thing by everybody, which I do. But my job is to achieve the best possible result for the seller. So I am in fact the seller's advocate. And in this case, then now we've got Dimitri, who's the buyer's advocate. So as a buyer for the property, you've got somebody on your team who's really trying to get the best possible result for you. So I probably weren't going to touch on this, but we were at an auction, and I won't mention the address or any other details about it on the weekend, but you essentially had almost a blank check from your purchaser to buy this property, and you stopped bidding. So can you tell us why you stopped?
Yeah, look, I think in that scenario, I got some instructions that week, basically not to miss out on this property, and we set some limits, and we went well above those limits on the day, and I guess it just got to a point where, in my professional opinion, it was starting to get a bit ridiculous. And I love going to auction, and I love having a win at auction. But I think there's nothing. It's just as good to go to auction and miss out on something, and actually like have a stopping point where we go, all right, well that's where we're going to draw a line in the sand. So I guess there's some expectations that we've got to manage there, which is the fact that, you know, the clients might really want the house, but you know, it's sort of also got to make sense from a dollars standpoint.
Yeah.
So, you know, reining that in a little bit, and you know, just keeping that in check for them is really important, because obviously there's a lot of emotion involved in home buying, and I guess I help to take a lot of the emotion out of the actual purchasing side of things, which hopefully makes it less stressful for the buyers. So we missed out at that auction, and within a week I had another off-market property which was presented through the same agent, and we got through it and we got it under contract, and was probably even a slightly better home to the one that we were at auction at. So, you know, those guys ended up being stoked with that result. So just having someone to rein it in was really important for that one.
Look, the reason I asked that is, I mean, to me that's the mark of an absolute professional who's in it for the right reasons. So it would have been very easy for Dimitri to keep bidding and essentially buy that property, get paid. But at the end of the day, your client would have paid way too much, and let's say circumstances change for that client in 12 months' time and they have to sell that, they're not getting that money back. So I only mention that because I think that it's important to show that we're not just here to get a deal at any cost. Both of us in our respective roles are here to get the best possible outcome for our clients. So, mate, that was all I suppose I wanted to ask you. Did you have anything else to add?
No, that's all good. If you want to get in touch, you can reach out through Tom, or you can look me up at any stage if you want a bit more information on you know, what we do, and even if you just want to have a bit of a chat about the market, or you know, things that you might be struggling with a bit. More than happy to have a bit of a chat and go from there.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Dimitri, and thanks guys for watching.